You're watching Berita Satu English, and this is The Perspective. We're still talking to the President Director of Honeywell, Alex Pollack, right here in the studio. Now let's talk about a company such as large and as massive as Honeywell, the corporate social responsibility that is embedded into the business program or the business of Honeywell. Do you want to explain a little bit about that? You've been here for 40 years. What are the CSR activities that has been involving the local communities and developing the local communities, perhaps?
Sure. Honeywell really focuses towards more long-term things when it comes to CSR. So probably one of our biggest pushes is towards education. And so we're involved with a lot of programs here in Indonesia. What we've done just in the last couple of years is we've had a program called Honeywell Space Academy, where we've taken a couple of teachers every year from Indonesia and sent them to the Space Academy in Huntsville, Alabama, and they got to put on spacesuits and learn about aviation and learn about propulsion and things like that. And what's exciting about that, every year when these teachers come back, they're excited, they're full of enthusiasm, they know about innovation, they know about technology, and they become really a catalyst for others.
How long is this learning program for?
It's a 2-week program in the United States, and as I say, when they go there, they actually go into space simulators and things like that. So it's and the good part about it is not only do they get to experience it there, but they come back with things that they can actually do in the classroom. So it's kind of a hands-on type of thing that they can teach about propulsion right in front of the students, and really it's very catchy that when the students see it, they want to know will Indonesia one day have their own space program, or will we when they have an astronaut?
Yeah, right. Now, how do you pick these schools? How do you pick the teachers? Do you do direct communications with the institutions, or do you go through the Ministry of Education? And how do you pick what criteria do you have for the schools that you actually pick to try to teachers to educate? Sure.
So for this program here for the Honeywell Space Academy, it's something basically that is done online. We advise the Minister of Education and some local schools and provinces also that we're doing this program. But then it's really up to the teachers themselves to go online and put an application. And then we go through all the applications really and see you want not only teachers that have capability, but you want also ones that are full of smangat, full of seriousness about being a teacher, and really that has that high energy and motivation that they'll bring back and be a great motivator to others.
Now, what about other CSR programs you have in Indonesia besides the academy?
Yeah, so once again, focusing towards education. During this last year here, we went out to Bintan and Batam, and we provide science and math kits. And what these kits are is basically laboratory kits that you can actually bring into the classroom and teach people about science. So we've done those in the last year to reach about 1,200 students. Going back before that, we had a program for CSR in Melayu during the flooding time. We actually took some of our employees and went out to Melayu and helped really with the cleanup there and provided supplies for the people there. And prior to that, really one of our biggest CSR programs was during the tsunami. And we built over 100 houses in Banda Aceh, working with different groups up there.
Now, you mentioned Bintan and Batam a lot. Is this your area of operations? Do you plan to venture outside Bintan and Batam in the future?
Yeah, sure. So we have manufacturing there, so we try to really work with places where we have employees. So we have the math and science program we did this year there. In the following year, we're going to do a fire safety program here in Jakarta.
Is there any special CSR program grant for the employees? Do they come in priority in terms of CSR activities you have, or this is specifically for just the communities around where you operate?
Yeah, so these programs I'm talking about now are really the ones for the community. There are also internal CSR programs. One good example would be our scholarships for Indonesian employees, for their children, so that they can go to programs in the United States, or they can have scholarships for school.
This scholarship is for all levels of educations, or just for the higher institution, higher education?
No, we actually have for both. We have ones really to help with their education here while they're in Indonesia, and also really for higher education, but that's a separate program that's out from the United States.
Now, what would you say, which CSR programs or projects you have that are unique than any other CSR projects from Honeywell?
Yeah, I think really the main part about really Honeywell is we're looking to resolve problems. So when we talk about trying to bridge a gap of education, what do the schools need in high schools and grammar school here? They need better laboratories. So what we do is we provide laboratory kits so that they can teach math and science. We're also working with 2 universities right now that we're providing laboratory equipment for control systems.
Which universities are these?
So they can learn on the latest control systems for that are available out in the market right now. So we're working with Trisakti is one. We'll be providing next year, and then there's another university that's connected with Indorama. It's their technical and engineering school.
Okay, these are one of the unique CSR programs that you have, more unique, direct communication with the universities itself.
That's right.
All right, and then we'll come back on our last segment. We'll talk about the past, present, and future, and I believe you have something very interesting also to share with us in terms of what you've just introduced in Indonesia in the manufacturing industry, right after the break.
Thank you.